Fall of 1871. It all started in a barn in Chicago. The city was suffering from months of drought and was going through an extremely dry patch as a result. At this time in history, majority of buildings and city infrastructure were made of wood. A combination of the two resulted in small fires occurring in the past few weeks before the event, exhausting the firefighting resources of the city. What the residents didn't know, however, was that these events were a crescendo, leading up to something truly devastating that would shock and destabilize Chicago. Around 9 p.m. on the 8th of October, in a small barn on DeKoven Street in the southwest of the city, a fire started, much like the series of small fires the city had already experienced prior. The cause was unknown, but soon enough, strong winds began to drive the fire rapidly throughout the city. As the city was built mostly using wood, a mixture of low humidity and high winds allowed the fire to spread with minimal difficulty. To make matters worse, a miscommunication sent the firefighters to the wrong address, giving the disaster enough time to make serious progression. The embers carried by the strong winds resulted in new fires starting across the city, even beyond the Chicago River. A day after, and the fire had successfully reached the central business district of Chicago. Courthouses collapsed, banks crumbled, and smaller buildings were completely destroyed. Chaos ensued as residents began to flee, scrounging around to save their belongings and other valuables. Many thousands evacuated and went to the shores of Lake Michigan. The fire didn't hold back. It jumped the river again, targeting new areas that had not been previously affected. The scale of this disaster was so large that fire departments from nearby cities had no choice but to intervene and help. In the early morning of the 10th of October, winds finally died down, and a light rain began to alleviate the region, extinguishing the flames. Eventually, the fire was brought under control and fully removed. The impact? More than 3 square miles of the city were obliterated. Over 17,000 buildings were completely destroyed, and a shocking 300 were estimated to have died. $200 million in property was damaged, with nearly 100,000 people becoming homeless, an equivalent to 1/3 of the population at the time. However, Chicago bounced back immediately, being quick to rebuild, this time using stone, brick, and steel instead of traditional wood to construct buildings. No one knows what exactly led to this catastrophe. The natural conclusion is that the mixture of poor conditions at the time led to the fire starting as how the rest of the previous ones did. However, while there is no proof, many speculate that the owners of the farm, Mr. and Mrs. O'Leary, had a cow that knocked over a lantern, which started off the fire. It's safe to say that whatever the cause, this disaster brought about significant change in the US, such as the modern urban fire safety laws, along with the use of more suitable material and infrastructure, which allowed the city planners to develop skyscrapers. What is your opinion of the story? Be sure to share with us, and if you like stories like this, check out our other videos where we cover shocking, gripping tales.